2 Kings chapter 15 opens with a rare moment of stability in Judah, under King Azariah, also called Uzziah. For decades the kingdom had seen turmoil and uncertainty, but Azariah's ascent to the throne marked a turning point. He became king at just 16 years old and ruled for an astonishing 52 years, bringing prosperity, security, and a sense of hope to Judah. Under his leadership the land flourished, trade increased, and the people enjoyed a rare period of peace. Azariah was a strong and capable leader, fortifying Jerusalem's defenses and leading his armies to victory against Judah's enemies. His reign stood in stark contrast to the chaos and instability that would soon erupt in neighboring Israel, making him a symbol of strength for his people. But despite his achievements, Azariah's pride led to his downfall. As explained in 2 Chronicles, in a moment of arrogance he entered the temple to burn incense, a sacred duty reserved only for the priests, violating God's law and the traditions of his ancestors. For this act of disobedience, God struck him with leprosy, a devastating disease that forced him to live in isolation, cut off from his people and the throne he once ruled so confidently. His reign, once so promising, ended in personal tragedy and public shame. Azariah's son Jotham was appointed as regent, taking over the responsibilities of the kingdom while Azariah lived out his remaining days apart from his people, a somber reminder of the consequences of pride. His story serves as a powerful warning. No matter how successful or revered, pride and disobedience can bring even the greatest leaders to ruin. With Azariah's fall, the stage was set for the turmoil and instability that would soon engulf both Judah and Israel as the kingdoms faced new threats and internal divisions. Even the longest and most prosperous reigns can end in ruin, when leaders forget their place before God and overstep their bounds. Azariah's tragic fall foreshadows the instability and decline that would soon overtake the once great kingdoms of Israel and Judah. While Judah enjoyed the stability of Azariah's long reign, Israel was plunged into a period of relentless chaos and upheaval. The northern kingdom, once proud and prosperous, now teetered on the edge of collapse as its leaders vied for power. Zechariah, the last of Jehu's dynasty, managed to rule for only 6 months before being brutally assassinated by Shallum, a man driven by ambition and intrigue. Shallum's own reign was even shorter. He held the throne for just a single month before meeting a violent end himself. Menahem, a ruthless and ambitious military commander, seized power next. To cement his authority, he unleashed a notorious massacre on the people of Tifsa, sending shockwaves of fear throughout the land. His 10-year rule was marked by cruelty, oppression, and rampant idolatry, further deepening Israel's moral and spiritual decay. The rapid succession of kings, Zechariah, Shallum, and Menahem, made it clear that Israel's throne was now claimed through violence and betrayal, not by divine appointment or justice. Each bloody coup further weakened the nation, leaving its cities exposed and its people living in constant fear of invasion and disaster. Israel's leaders, consumed by their own ambitions, cared little for God or the well-being of their people, plunging the kingdom into a deadly and unending cycle of instability and unrest. During Menahem's reign, Assyria entered the scene, forever changing Israel's fate. Facing Assyrian might, Menahem paid a massive tribute, making Israel a vassal state and draining its wealth. Heavy taxes on the rich fueled resentment and further weakened the nation. Menahem's compromise brought temporary peace but surrendered Israel's independence. His son Pekahiah continued the same corrupt path, ruling only 2 years before being assassinated. Israel's leaders clung to power through violence, while Assyria's shadow grew. The kingdom's resources and spirit were depleted, setting the stage for disaster. Internal decay and foreign domination now defined Israel's fate. Pekah, a military officer, murdered Pekahiah and seized Israel's throne. His 20-year reign brought no stability. He continued the idolatry and rebellion of his predecessors. Pekah allied with Aram against Assyria, dragging Judah into conflict and sparking the Syro-Ephraimite War. Judah appealed to Assyria for help, and Tiglath-Pileser responded by conquering vast northern territories and deporting thousands. Israel was dismembered, its people exiled, and its sovereignty shattered. Pekah's political gambles backfired, accelerating the kingdom's collapse. The nation's moral and spiritual decay left it defenseless. Assyria's grip tightened, and Israel's end was near. Pekah's reign marked the point of no return. Pekah's violent end brought Hoshea to the throne, an uneasy transition that marked the beginning of the end for the northern kingdom. Hoshea would become the last king before Israel's final destruction, as the nation crumbled under the weight of its own failures and foreign threats. 2 Kings 15 is a grim record of failed kings, selfish, violent and faithless, each one leading the people further from God's ways. Their repeated failures created a deep longing in the hearts of the people for a true, righteous ruler who would restore hope and justice. The prophets, like Isaiah, spoke of a coming king from David's line, a promised leader who would fulfill God's covenant and bring salvation. This king would rule with justice and peace, unlike the flawed rulers who came before him. Where these kings were proud, violent and unjust, their actions left the nation in turmoil and despair. In contrast, the promised Messiah would be humble, peaceful and truly righteous, bringing hope to a weary people. The chapter's darkness highlights the hope for a perfect king, Jesus Christ, whose coming would fulfill every longing for justice and peace. No earthly ruler could save the people from destruction or bring true restoration. Only the true king sent by God could bring lasting peace and hope to Israel and the world. The failures of Israel's kings point forward to the need for a savior, a redeemer who would never fail his people. His kingdom will never end, and his reign will bring the justice, peace, and righteousness that Israel and all humanity so desperately need. Are you ready to continue? Just click here and come along with me to the next chapter.